All right, so for today, we're gonna be taking a look at Milligan. It's been doing decently in the past couple of challenges. It placed fairly high, and overall, it's been a fun time. This is a bit of a twist from our typical list. Instead of things like Crypt Incursion in the main board, what we've got is we've got more removal in the Bloodcheif's Thirst. We've got Bloodcheifs and Fatal Push to deal with creatures and planeswalkers. Hopefully that'll be enough. Then we have 3 Drown in the Locks instead of 4, mainly as counter magic, but if we need to, it's additional kill spells. We have 4 Surgical Extraction main board because for some reason some people run mill hate in main board. Totally not one of those people. What are you talking about? And then we have your standard mill package of the Maddening and Archive Trap. No Glimpse the Unthinkable this time, just because I want to target as little as possible. We've got the Mesmeric Orbs, and then, of course, the 8 Crabs. I feel the 8 Crabs at this point is just a staple for mill. And then our payoff card of Visions of Beyond to help us get there in the end. Mana base wise, what's changed is we've bumped up to a 4th Field of Ruin, I don't remember if we were running 3 or 4 islands before, but we're now on 4 islands, and we went down a Dark Slick Shore. Other than that, in the sideboard, what we've got going on is we've got the Echoing Truth and Set Adrift to deal with permanents. The reason I like Set Adrift is because it allows us to put a permanent on top, and then they're probably going to be milling that permanent away, so it deals with it permanently. And then we've got Aether Gusts because red and green spells are nice and annoying. Looking at you, specifically Blood Moon. 1 of Damnation to help with the creature matchups, to kill things. Crypt Incursion to help us gain a bit of life. Or not gain a lot of life instantly. And then in our artifact slot to help with Lurrus, we've got 2 Profane Mementos. That way we can gain a bit of life as we mill our opponents. And they're a creature-based deck, ideally. Then we've got 3 additional Grave Hate things in the form of 3 Soul Guide Lanterns. Worst case, we can use it to redraw. Best case, it's surgical 5, 6, and 7. Except this time we get to exile the entire graveyard. Then we also have 3 Ensnaring Bridge because sometimes we just need to live. So boarding in the Ensnaring Bridge, well, yes, it turns off the Lurrus, which, thank you, Moto. How'd you know I wanted to get rid of that card? Anyway. Yes, it turns off the Lurrus, but at the same time, it helps us live, and we don't necessarily need the Lurrus game plan when we're playing mill anyway. It's more of just a nice small bonus. So that's the quick rundown of mill, and I'll see you guys in leagues. There we go. Reveal the Lurrus. And the hand looks pretty good to me. We've got a mill, we've got a crab, and we've got plenty of things to do with the crab. We've got an extraction. Eldrazi Temple, huh? Kind of makes me worried about a Chalice on 1. So we're going to go ahead and drop the crab here in case they have the Chalice. This does play into Spatial Contortion and Dismember, but... oh, it's E and T. Okay. All right, opponent. Eldrazi and Taxes, huh? Been a while since I've seen this list. Ooh, that's a good one. This, mill 'em 3, save targets. See what we see. opponent. Ooh, a Thought Not Seer, a Leonin Arbiter, and a Displacer. Those are all pretty good hits for what we want here. Just mill them. Waste isn't bad there. Go ahead and get rid of that Thalia. And put Surgical away. Thought Not? Sure. Because we can deal with... Again, I probably should be doing this on the draw step. I'm making a bit of a misplay by not. So it looks like we're looking at Arbiter. So they can only do that. Let me do Snip. Bleh. Because I don't have a quick command. Grab their hand. We don't have time to write the deck, but we can get the hand. And pass the turn here. So they have the Arbiter, but they don't have a way to utilize the Arbiter. So Plains is a card that we did not know about. And now they're playing out Displacer. All right. That is a card I am 100% okay with removing. And with a Surgical, we're going to go ahead and fetch here and get Island. Mill opponent some more. Do this. Cast on creature 4 or less. Put a stop on their draw step and hit Arbiter here. Just because it's a card we know. Actually, we don't have any more fetch lands. They do have... No, it's a... Opponent has conceded. Okay. So, note that they do have Chalice. Chalice on 1 is going to be really good against us. Other than that, I think our matchup's alright. So I know we want the Set Adrift and the Echoing Truth. What's not great against them? Wow. There's not a lot main board I don't want. I mean, I guess Pushes Miss Smasher. Let's think. Eldrazian Taxes. Bridge wouldn't be terrible as a way for us to just make them have to play under it. I don't necessarily think we want to bring in the bridges here. Archive Trap doesn't seem too great. They don't... Eldrazian Taxes doesn't really search. So we could shave those. And bring in something like Profane Memento. They play enough creatures that gaining that bit of life might just put us over the edge. We'll try it like so. We're up a game. So we can kind of just mess around. We shouldn't play too loose, but at the same time, we've got a bit. Okay, we've got a Crab, a Field of Ruin, an Archive Trap. Yeah. Yeah, we keep. Because we can lead on Profane Memento and then go crab into... Okay, opponent. I guess we're not doing the Archive Trap. Opponent really doesn't like us targeting them. Profane Memento. We'll be gaining some life here. Unless they have the Chalice on 1 to stop our crab. Snow-covered plains into Talia. All right. Our non-creature spells cost a bit more to cast. Good to note. Blue Ruin Crab. And we'll go ahead and play out a Field of Ruin here. Each opponent mills 3. There we go. Milled over Leonin Arbiter and a Thought-Knot Seer and a Ghost Quarter. Pretty good hits. We've got an 0-3 that can block their 2-1. I'm not too worried about them having anything other than Path for removal. This is going to be a Thought-Knot Seer, which is unfortunate. Probably hits... I guess you take Drown? Because Drown deals with the Thought-Knot Seer? Like, you obviously don't take the Archive Trap. I can't target them. Mesmeric Orb, huh? We'll shock this in, mill them 3, and gain us some life. White, blue, blue. Play out the Mesmeric Orb. Make it so opponent has to mill cards to win the game. And opponent milling cards is good for us. Unless they have a Eldrazi Titan. That's what this game's going to come down to, is does opponent have Titans? I'll take 4. We go down to 19. This we mill 3. A Visions of Beyond. Okay. This, go ahead and mill opponent for 3. Nice, we hit 2 creatures. And then we can Cacophony. We mill for 3, they mill for 8. Makes it so Visions of Beyond is online. We gain a good bit there. Opponents got half their library to go. At this point, red-white taxes. Opponent concedes there. I don't know why. Guess opponent just didn't want to play against Mill. And there we go. We're starting off 1-0 with Mill. Let's see if we can continue. And doesn't do much. Like, yes, if Archive Trap is active here, we get to Mill. Opponent said good luck, have fun. Gotta wish them good to them. We'll mulligan. Down to 5 in the blind. Wow. We are just not gonna draw well, apparently. That's unfortunate. Probably should have kept that 7. All right, that 7 that we started with wouldn't do much against a Naya list such as this. Looks like we're facing Naya Zoo. We will go ahead and push that. All right, there's a foothills. They fetch. And shock. And Nicodle number 2. All right. And a Hex Drinker. Okay. Hex Drinker's a bit worrisome. If we push Hex Drinker, we can then surgical it on their draw step. I doubt it's more than a 1 or 2 of. But I don't think that we're going to be doing much. Okay. So let's grab their hand here. Go ahead and get rid of those. And it's their turn. So they play out the Misty. So they could become a mince here. If they do that, could they actually? Green, 2, 3. So yes. They can exactly become a mince here. Which they might do, take us down to 9, and they have 7 in hand. So that's probably their line here. They're short 1 red source from being able to do Boros Charm and Lightning Bolt the same turn. If they don't become a mince here, we are in the clear. Because yes, it's 7 in hand, but when they go to become a mince, we can... Okay, they put Luris into hand. Interesting. So we play out the Prismatic Vista and we pass the turn. We might just be cycling this Visions here. That's probably what we'll do on their end step. I don't like the fact that Boros Charm has give indestructible. Opponent's paying costs. Atarka's Command. A 3 damage. Creatures get +1. We'll take 3 from the Atarka's Command and destroy the Nacatl. Because we know that their hands, Boros Charm, Lightning Bolt, become immense, and Aluris. Again, let's go ahead, get this island and cycle this Visions. We don't have any real mill at the moment, so we need to find mill. Okay, so this is Aluris. From our opponent, mill 2. We're at 11. We're facing Naya. What can we draw here to get us out of this predicament? The problem is, the more that we mill, the more we give them fuel for the becomements they have in hand. So they have 1 unknown. Other than that, it's Luris, Charm, Bolts, and becomements. So this is Luris here. Okay. We ideally want a way to deal with Luris. We mill 2 ways that would have dealt with Luris pretty well. Ruin Crab? No, 1 way that dealt with it well. Maddening doesn't do anything for Luris. Go down to 10 here. Get ourselves a swamp. And put Luris into hand. We mill opponent 3 here. Mutagenic, and Reckless Charge. Target creature gets +3 in haste. Okay. They bolt the crab out of the way. Yeah. And then they become immense. Hit us for 9. They gain 9. We're at 1. And then they have Boros Charm in hand. Yep. So we know that they have Charm in hand. So this is writing on the wall. I do want to see if opponent's going to let us see more mill triggers. Archive Trap, push Visions, Bloodcheif's Thirst. So we can either Luris plus Crab or Luris and Thirst. I mean, we can't Luris and Thirst because we don't have triple black. So we have to go this way. We pass the turn to see if opponent lets us see any more triggers here, or do they go ahead and Boros Charm. I tapped out, so Boros Charm here is pretty safe, especially when I only have one in hand. We're just waiting on them. And cast a spell, I hit concede. Alright, we see Hellhounds and Mesa and Step Link, so this is definitely Naya stuff. So Bridge is good. And the Mementos are good. And the Crypt Incursions are good. Archive Trap's not bad here either. Reckless Charge, sure. Thank you for showing me everything in your hand there, opponent. And there's the Boros Charm. All right. Opponent giving us additional information. And then we've got a good amount of removal. I like the Profane Memento. I like the Crypt Incursion. Aether Gust isn't awful. They've got a good amount of red and green permanents here. But we need to trim on some things. They untap quite a bit with Orb for Orb. I don't feel like we want to be reactionary with these drowns. And I don't want to shave all of our extractions because I know we do this because we want the bridges. I know there are lists. We don't need surgical, but there are some lists that run Gaia's Blessing. Do they? By the time we can cast bridge, most of the time we're at under 3. So they'd have to be swinging with their zeros. You're not wrong from the aspect of they can get under bridge. I guess the real question is, right. The real question is how much time does bridge buy? How much time does having Luris? You want damnation? I guess we can trim the bridges. Keep them out. We'll try this. Because, yeah, their things aren't too... Most of the time, they're either 2 or 3 until they're ready to go in. And they could just be holding up at that point if we have a bridge. Bridge buys us maybe a turn of just haha. 2 orbs, archive trap, and push. We'll keep. No crab, but the double orb seems punishing. Just means that we need to find a Profane Memento or a Crypt Incursion. And hopefully gain enough life that they won't be able to do anything about it. Waiting on opponent to decide if they want to keep their 7. As we said, they are double queuing, so it might take them a while. Okay, so they kept. We will go Vista Pass. Arid Mesa, they fetch. Thank you, opponent. Sacred Foundry, Shocked In. And a Hellhound. Sounds good. Archive trap you? And go ahead and push that thing. Play out the orb and pass the turn. Wooded Foothills, Cracks of Foothills, sure. Temple Garden, Shocks it in. Hex Shrinker, yeah. And a Wayward Guide Beast, sure. It's Archive Trap, yeah. We mill over 2. So opponent brought in Veil. I mean, at this point, I want to hold up Surgical in case they have a Hoser. Opponent mills 4. Forest, they can level up thrice and hit us for a bit. They can level up twice. They're down to 17. This will put them down to, I'm taking a guess, 13. Going for the Atarka's command. Hitting us for 9 total. Crypt Incursion off the top. So this is currently mill for 8. We mill 4. Oh, there's a Damnation. So we're staring down 6. We just probably should have mulliganed until we hit one of our life gain pieces. Yeah, that's the plan here. If I can, you know, if I don't screw up. But yeah, I should have done that after they milled everything. Or before they milled things. It wouldn't have mattered. From the aspect of if they have it here. So like, they have 2 Atarka's commands. I wasn't in the 8. We could have hit bolts and we would have hit 2. Charm there was 3 of, so you wouldn't touch that. And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we weren't dead to just level up. They need an Atarka's command here. Or they have become immense. Yeah, we would have removed. Yeah, become immense. And we lose. Yeah, I mean, I figured with their board state and us not hitting the any of our life gain stuff, that it just didn't matter at that point. You're right, we should be playing to our outs. But at the same time, I figured they either had it or they didn't. So we wouldn't have gotten there anyway. We're gonna, well, no, we would have drawn a swamp. Unfortunate. 1-1 with mill. Let's see if we can turn this around. Okay. I would love to take the play. I'll reveal the Lurrus. And let's see. The Lurrus has been revealed by both players. This hand does quite a bit of milling. So we keep. Lead off on Shores plus Crab. Make opponent hopefully use Bolt instead of Push, or instead of Thoughtseize / Inquisition. Most of the time when I see a Lurrus deck, I just assume it's going to be red-black. Okay. Well, opponent, thank you for fetching. It's much appreciated. Island, blue, orb. So they are just land drops away from Kroxa. They fetch, they shock. Swift Spear, yeah. Gonna hold. Ooh, Thoughtseize, that hurts. Do they take the Thirst here because they don't want their Death Shadow to be dead? Yep. They think they can outrace us in a mill. Or they think they can outrace this mill that we've got on them. Which is understandable. It's not that strong of a mill. So they know about the Delta. We'll play the Delta and play out Maddening. We mill 3, opponent's down to 24. Mountain, Swift Spear. Okay, we might be in trouble here. Maybe not. Didn't do anything great there. And the 29 cards. How many Death Shadow do we see? Just one? Well, that's unfortunate. And there's a Scourge. All right. Hey, Jen, how you doing? I've been taking a look at your Minecraft streams with your daughter. They've been cute. All right, we've got Scourge. We've got a Drown to deal with said Scourge. And we'll do that. Yeah, man. Been trying to keep at a consistent schedule. So we'll mill them 5 here. Problem is this could be land and Kroxa. That's exactly what this is. Oh no, they're gonna go with Night's Whisper to draw cards. That bobble. We're not just dead here because we've got the Drown. We're hoping that they try to like Dimir Battle Rage with Scourge here for lethal. If they go for that, we'll be good. If they don't, okay, well, we'll go ahead and drown the Scourge. And we take 6, go down to 10. Opponent's going to be milling 4. Gain cost 2nd Scourge, meaning we are dead if that gets to connect. Opponent's now going to be milling 6. Bloodcheif's Thirst. Well, at least that's not going to be connecting. We're at 10. There goes 1 TBR. So if it's a 2 of, we're in trouble. One's got 2 cards in hand. They've got 2 Swift Spears out. Problem is there are 8 cards left in their library. We need just a mill card here. So we could have fetched and brought back Luris to then be able to do Crab next turn. Go Luris and Crab. I don't necessarily think that's what we want at this point. With 4 mana Kroxa, we take 3 because we don't have a card to pitch. And we go down to 7. They've got 2 in hand. This is mill for 6. So mill spell or Crab off the top wins us this game. Push. So push is awkward. Because it doesn't do anything unless opponent does something here in their main phase to tap out of being able to Kroxa. Like that. Hope they don't have land as 2 cards in their hand. Oh, but they have the bolt. All right, that'll do it. It's close. So we would have drawn a mill spell. Magic's, it's always an interesting one. So we definitely want the Profane Mementos and the Crypt Incursions. And Snaring Bridge stops them from being able to attack with their big things. Dude, I know. But like with COVID right now, no shops are open, so it's so the only way to do is digitally. As far as what's not good, Extraction's not phenomenal. I love the Bloodcheifs and the push. Extraction only hits their... Yep. Extraction hits their 1 of Kroxa. And digital looks like it was made in 1998. Because I think it was made in like 2002 is when they published it. This and I guess trim on a Visions? Seems wrong to be trimming on Payoff, but kinda have to. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Ideally, we want an early Profane Memento. Then a Crypt Incursion. Hand's got so much removal. And then Crypt Incursions. But it does absolutely nothing. We'll keep bottom the Field of Ruin here. We could have brought in the Damnation, but meh. See, the issue here is an early game Crypt Incursion's not great because they do Thoughtseize shenanigans. Yep, we'll get hit for 1. Fetch for a swamp here. Blitz, did I forget to change my title when I was changing decks? Thank you. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is totally Tron, right? Stream Decker? What do you mean? It should be there if you type an ! deck. Oh, well, the Stream Decker plugin is definitely going to be wild because I have no idea what that's set to. Oh, it's the Temur Steel stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely wrong on Stream Decker bot. But there we go. So they took the orb. Makes sense because that's our only form of mill. And then they Inquisition and take our Crypt Incursion. Beautiful. Off to a great start for this game too. Yeah, this was me tinkering around with my old list. I'm too much of a sucker for Drown in the Lock. It's definitely not correct. Thanks for stopping in, Jin. Always appreciated. Let's see. I get that. Yeah, Drown's not terrible. So we're doing nothing here. We'll probably cycle this Visions. I saw that you got the Founder, even though you didn't have it initially. Dude. We just let them take this Visions, don't we? But, yeah, the Prime sub doesn't show up on my activity feed. I found that weird. I wonder what would happen if you, like, refresh the page. Maybe then it would show up. I know Prime subs does weird things sometimes. Same thing as last time? Yeah. So Visions, they take that. Bridge here buys us time. We'll play out the Vista, play down the bridge, and hope they don't have artifact removal. Ha ha ha, that's a good joke. A deck that's in Kolaghan's command colors, not running Kolaghan's command? Yep. Later, man. Okay, Crab. Not terrible. We can't Luris anymore. But Crab's not awful. Might buy us a bit of time and some life here. Let's go ahead and get this second black, even though we don't need it. Opponent has the Dismember. Sure. Go ahead and dismember our Crab. Make us cry a bit. Oh, yeah. Crab always gets removed. We could have waited until they tried to use removal. But at the same time, I don't think it necessarily matters too much. Opponent's down to 6. And they put Luris to hand. Field of Ruin. I mean, we still play it. And we hold the field in case we draw Archive Trap. Even though we could technically just hardcast Archive Trap with this amount of mana. Being able to Archive Trap for free always feels good. But yeah, this is where the whole Luris and Bridge is awkward. From the aspect of we can't grab our Luris because we're running Bridge. Oh, Matt Courier, that's a nice card. Opponent plays out a Death Shadow. Yeah, that's a card. Maddening. Can we kick her? No. We're a mana short of being able to kick her. I guess we'll just Maddening and gain some life here. Gain 3. Not a lot, but not terrible. There's a Kroxa. That is troublesome. It's their one of, though. And paying costs. Goes for the Luris. Sure. And bobbles. So that way they can redraw. Yeah, makes sense. We get to see what we're drawing. We could shuffle it away. I don't think we need to. It's like I said, we can play anything that's the top of our deck. And that's probably one of the best draws for us. That, and then on their draw step, we can field them. Always yield to the orb. We'll gain some life here. Draw step, go ahead and get rid of some mana. And now for the nice non-bow of we'll draw visions and then overfill our hand. You know, as all mill players do. Target player sacrifices an artifact. Okay. So at this point, Memento's done its job. And I like Bridge and Orb. When it goes down to 5. So they can lure, or they can Roxa next turn after doing this to hit us for 3. Yeah. Do your shenanigans, opponent. Let's rip our other Crypt Incursion off the top here, since one's in our graveyard already. Crab. I mean, not awful. Probably gets removed, but not awful. So they probably just constantly recast with Luris here, right? You never actually recast. Oh, they have another Rampage. Okay. I mean, I can't let you attack, so... Rampage is rude. It is a bit rude. Thank you for the bits, Blitz. That's a little bit difficult to say. This, we draw a fetch land. That's pretty good. Our opponents got us on the ropes, though. At this point, we don't really have any mill outside of that. Opponent's down to 20. Fetching is 17. Yep. We already knew that was going to be happening on repeat over and over and over and over. So... fetching makes it a 2-turn clock. And mills them for 3. Doesn't buy us anything. Try to draw off the top like that. Sorry, we can profane Memento. And try to mill and gain some life. Three cards. Don't have an opponent. Woo! Oh, come on. No creatures? So they push our crab. Why'd you not do that in response? I guess if they have... No, all 4 bolts are in the yard. I don't know. Yep. And we're dead next turn. But then we keep gaining... I realized we keep gaining one because Crooks keeps going back to the yard. Visions. All right. Here comes the Visions kills us. I mean, we get to play down everything. And we got to stop in their draw step. Let's undo like that and do blue-black orb. We get to mill them for a bit, and then we get to extract this Croxa in the draw step here. Blah, 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 blah. Get that card out of here. Okay. So their hand is Thoughtseize, TBR, Swift Spear. Other than that, they've got a Kolaghan's Command. So we need to mill that card. Or we lose. Bobble, sure. Yeah. We mill a lot. There goes our Crypt Incursion. So we no longer have a way to gain life. Or gain a lot of life. The only way that we still have is the Profane Memento, which is out. We can't revolt the Luris here. So we have to just push the Shadow. We go to 5. We lose to Kolaghan's Command. They didn't have it yet. 9 cards in deck. I want to see what the top of their deck is. Black. Shadow, sure. Meaning they'll mill 1 and they got whatever was on top there. So land for us wins it. Assuming they don't have... Yeah, Cacophony there was awful for our mill. Here's a bobble. The bobble again tells me that they don't have the card that they're looking for. And we mill visions, but we hit a land. Go ahead and do that twice. And, oh, all right. Game 2. Onwards to game 3. God. So they've got a lot of artifact removal. A lot more than I was expecting. I kind of like the Drown and the Damnation. They didn't have anything that we really need. Well, we still have the Croxa that we need to worry about. Yeah. Yeah. Rounds and surgicals. So that way we can counter their Kolaghan's Command or their Angrass Rampage. Do we want Visions back in? I don't think so since we're on the draw. I know we want the drown is just good enough counter spell. The Bloodcheif and the push is probably enough removal. Profane Memento's decent. Orb's not terrible in this matchup, but Orb and Bridge are kind of non-bows. Archive Trap is okay. Yeah. You just have to hope we don't mill over our Crypt Incursions this time. So who's ready for that turn 1 Inquisition? Man, hand looks great, other than it's missing something. We've got 1 land. Never keep a 1-lander, especially in mill. So... do we keep the non-bows of the century of visions? Like, this hand is just so awkward. Because it's Crab and Vista. But triple visions. I really don't want to go down to 5 on mill. We'll keep. And we'll bottom of visions. And let's see that. Turn 1 Inquisition, get rid of the bridge. Right. It's like, is 2 blinds and bridge and crab good enough? It's basically, do we think 5 can beat bridge crab? Oh, there's a bow mat. So, I mean, if they have hand disruption, they're taking bridge. They're not taking crab. So we hold for a turn and cycle visions end of turn. Because we don't want these to read draw 3. I'd much rather them read draw 1. So we fetch and shock. Swift Spear comes down. We get hit for 2. Bow mat happens. We take 2. Step will cycle of visions. Okay. It's not terrible for us. This crab. Vista. And we hold. No point to crack. Because odds are they have removal. Shadow, sure. Swings with bow mat and swift spear. We'll block the bow mat. Because... Opponent? Your bow mat doesn't die to the 0/3. I guess maybe they want prowess and to be able to kill our crab. Was there hope? Thoughtseize. Well, we'll go ahead and get black here. Sorry, we can cast the Bloodcheif's Thirst. Yes, we can't do anything about the Thoughtseize. It's probably taking... It might not take bridge here because we can't get empty-handed relatively quick. It might take Crypt Incursion here because that just gains us a lot of life. They take the bridge. Okay. Archive Trap there's pretty good. So the question is, hold up Drown or just Bloodcheifs and plan to cycle visions? Holding up Drown really only stops TBR, and I don't think they're going to TBR a Swiss Spear. So we do that, and we pass the turn. We could cycle Vision's main. That only really helps us if we hit a land drop here. Thank you, opponent. Opponent goes down to 9. And they shock in a Blood Crypt. Okay, opponent. They push the crab. Let us do this in the correct order. Archive trap them. And Visions. As I was saying about archive trapping them, opponent's down to 13 cards, and we have the Script Incursion next turn. Sounds pretty good to me. They put Lurrus into hand. Sure. We could not have asked for a better top deck there. Island, Crypt Incursion before they get to try to bring back a Kroxa. We go to 52, exile 13 cards, and it's their go. Hey, both TBRs in the yard. They get a Bobble back. And at this point, we have Crab plus the Bouncing Land. And we get to also drown their Obero, or drown their Lurrus. So this card should not be its price in paper. Oh my god. So we're at 50. Opponent's at 7. Yeah. Oh man, look at that top deck. Crab. Crab. Obero. Mill and save. Did opponent concede? Yes, opponent conceded. There we go. Because we do that, we go ahead and we drown right now. Opponent gets milled for 6. They draw, and then we mill them for 6 again if they can't deal with this. We would have drawn another crab. Not looking good for the mill start. How much do we want to bet Surgical Extraction is going to be absolutely useless in this matchup? Like, is just Crab and Archive Trap enough? Is the question. And I don't think it is. Gonna mulligan. This is much better. Keep Bottom and Island? Last. I mean, you can't use results. But let's see, because using results, that would put me on like Oops or no, Belcher? No. Actually, that puts me on Mill, I think. Hey, Ko, thank you very much for the raid, man. Let's see. Do we go with the turn 1 crab against the red deck? Thank you very much for the follow, Setherus. Like, it's wrong, but we're gonna do it because we have turn 2 plays with 2 mana. Even if they have a way to deal with this crab. We're assuming they do. They're red. We were right. Playing it out in the blind isn't the greatest. Mountain, mountain. Opponent passes. So I guess this is Cacophony or Maddening? however you want to call the card. Get ourselves the swamp, so that way we have both of our basics in case they have a blood moon. Oh, this is a Kiln Fiend deck. Okay. Oh, at least we've got a decent idea as to what our opponent's on. I really don't like that Kiln Fiend, so we're gonna surgical extraction that in their draw step. Let's see what opponent's got going on in their hand. Manamorphoses, sure. Interesting choice to do that there. So we're looking at basically mono red blitz. So 2 cantrips. Bolts, bolts. Deep draw, surgical. So we've got 3 bolts in the yard, meaning they can only possibly have 1 more. They've got 2 Metamorphos. They've got to light up the stage. I think it's Kiln Fiend. Yes, we take damage. What do you mean, Blitz? You're the mono red king. Everyone knows you for that deck. Hey, look at that. What do they have in hand? A Kiln Fiend. We're so smart. Problem is, there's a Bedlam Reveler. We've got a John in the lock. Sure, you can play a Bedlam Reveler. Lava Dart. And a Soulscar Mage. Okay. So... Drown? The Bedlam Reveler? And then Hope? Hope that their 2 cards aren't good enough. Yeah, we can do that at instant speed. Yeah, I know we just showed that we had something, but it doesn't matter. I don't think opponent can get down to 9 cards or 7 cards in graveyard. A second Swift Spear, 1 Lava Dart. That's me a bit concerned. And there goes their Lava Dart. So they've got 1 in hand. This is going to be a pain if it is light up the stage. We could counter if it's light up the stage. Countering light up the stage, we die. So no, we can't. We just see if opponent has a super dead to this light up the stage. Lava Dart Mutagenic. All right. So that is 2 triggers here, meaning 4, 5, 6, 12 plus mutagenic. Even though we can deal with the Reveler, it's still lethal with just the Soulscar Mage and the Swift Spear. Unfortunate. All right. Mono red prowess. They get under bridge pretty easily here because most of their stuff is instant speed. No need to bring in bridge. I like the Crypt Incursion, the Damnation, and the Profane Mementos. We could bring in Gust as a way to bounce 1 temporarily, buy us a bit of time. I don't think that's what we want to do. Archive Trap's real bad here. They don't search at all. Field of Ruin is also awful, but I don't want to board out lands considering how often I always seem to need them. Surgical extraction is also real bad here. Let's take out the surgicals and the archive traps. And I guess we can bring in the soul guide lanterns. Thank you very much for the follow, Co. Let's see, we could... I asked myself that to so many Magic streamers. You're good. Thank you very much. Gust. I guess we can bring in a lantern here. I want as much removal as possible. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Last God. Let's see what trouble we can find ourselves in. Yeah, we would love to take the play here. Reveal the Luris. Man, hand looks great, right? We totally keep. Magic Y. So we can keep this, go with a tapped Watery Grave, and then go crab, land, push whatever their turn 1 play was. We'll try it. We're going to do something we should never do. Bottom of land. Upkeep, draw main, put that into play tapped, and pass the turn. All right. Mountain Soul Scar, sure. Crypt Incursion's an interesting one. Blue Crab. Vista, mill them for 3, save targets. Go ahead and pay a life, get ourselves a swamp. Because that's what our hand really calls for here. Alright. Then we can Bloodcheif's the Soulscar Mage. Keep push in case they have Bone Crusher or something. I mean, they're red, so we're assuming that they have removal for this crab. Yep, Swift Spear plus Bolt. Yep. When do they not have it? All right, we take 2, down to 17 here. We've got a bit of life gain for this Crypt Incursion. Not an awful lot. There we go. So we can push if need be and cycle visions here. See if opponent tries to go all in on a Swift Spear. All right, well, there's a crash through. Trample and haste. Well, lava spikes us, sure. Is there a lava dart in the yard? No. Okay. But going ahead and pushing the Swift Spear here is fine. Opponents could have Spell Pierce. They're at 11. We don't have any mill, so we're going to go ahead and cycle this Visions. Okay, there we go. A bit more mill. Not a lot, but enough. Ooh, and a crab. Problem is, we don't play out the crab. I say that. Well, yeah, we don't play out the crab. Because this way we can go... Crab's only good once we have a land. So, once we have another land, we get to go crab plus incursion. Alright, got rid of a relic and an abrade. Relic's a bit scary for us. And they go ahead and abrade the mesmeric orb. Sure. Opponent's got one card in hand. We're not exactly doing a lot. Opponent doesn't pose a threat here, so we're going to go ahead and use this opportunity to cast the Luris, or to put Luris into hand, not cast. And then we will pass. We don't necessarily need to play Luris out right now. We currently gain 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'd gain 12 off this Crypt Incursion. Double Soulscar Mage. Okay, opponent. Now we're starting to look a bit scary. Polluted Delta. So, do we think Memento plus Crab? Or Crab alone to fetch Crypt Incursion? It mainly comes down to, do we think we have another turn? 2 spells, no darts in yard. Crab Luris? I guess, because then worst case scenario, we can just use Luris as a blocker. I'm just scared of them having... Let that happen. We mill 3. Fetch for a basic island here. We're down to 13. We mill opponent 3 more. Milled over, light up the stage, crash through in a swift spear. If we go ahead and we Luris here. We don't get any value out of it, and we put ourselves prone to losing. But it does set up a nice next turn. Because if they have, I say prone to losing, they've got 2 cards in hand. It'd have to be like exactly dart, light up the stage. Lava Spike hits us. Sure, we go down to 10. And it's got 1 in hand. So... what do we lose to? We don't have any more mill. So we could just chump block with a crab. Then we have out our Luris. We gain some life on attacking. A Lava Dart, sure. They're gonna double Lava Dart Luris here. And Then they have out both of theirs, and we take 4, going down to 6. Upkeep, we draw a crab. Play out the ruin crab. We don't have any way to mill them more. And they're tapped out. Let's go ahead and incursion here. It's not a lot, but it makes it so that way if they have something weird, we're not just dead. There's the Kiln Fiend. So they can chonk if they want to. They'd want to, sure. We'll block. We go down to 20. Upkeep, we draw another crab. Well, crab and memento. We really need a way to mill opponent at this point. Fetch land here would be phenomenal. Fetch land gets us 12 cards in the yard. If our creatures got to stick around. There is no darts in the yard. So we don't have to block here in the slightest. 1 card. If it's light up the stage, they're getting in for 1 anyway. If it's not light up the stage. Okay. Bloodcheifs, sure. Go ahead and get rid of that Kiln Fiend. And always yield to Profane Memento. We go to 18 and we will pass. Blood Moon. Sure, I've got my basics. As this is game 2. We are currently down a game. Sorry for being a bit late on the response there. Yeah. I mean, we go ahead and we block 1 of these. Take 2. Go down to 16. Lands aren't terrible. Drown in the lock isn't bad. We can now drown if it's something scary. And if it's not, we can just get rid of a Soulscar Mage. Another Blood Moon. I mean, I'm not afraid of 2 Blood Moons because I can't deal with the first one anyway. But we'll go ahead and get rid of 1 Soulscar there. And we can block. Take no damage, and it's our turn. Opponent's got half their deck left. Bloodcheif's Thirst. Opponent no longer has a board state. Granted, we don't have a way to win. But opponent's in top deck mode. I don't know how many Bedlam Revelers they run. There is 1 in the exile. This we draw. Sure, we'll mill 6. That yield. Profane Memento, hit 1, yield. Cool, we gain a bit of life. One has got 23 cards left in deck. Opponent now has 2 cards in hand. I guess they're just saving because it doesn't matter for them at this point. Upkeep, we draw a push. Fun. So at this point, we need a mill card. Swift Spirit, sure. Bolting or Crab? Sure. Crab goes away. And they swing with the Swift Spear. This doesn't get rid of a Bedlam Reveler anyway, so we'll go ahead and just push. A Lava Dart? Sure. Go right ahead, opponent. Make it so we both don't have a board state. All right. So we don't have enough to kick her, but that's fine. Kicker at this point is paying for a lot more. There's another Bedlam Reveler into the yard, and opponent concedes because that was probably how they were planning on winning. There we go. So we know that they're running Blood Moon. So basics are our friend. We've got the fetch lands for that. I like Profane Memento. I like the Crypt Incursion. Again, Bridge really wouldn't have done much. Damnation is fine. There's nothing I really want over what we've got. So just submit, run her back. Let's see if we can get there. If we can, we secure a positive record. If we can't, then we get to fight like hell for a positive record. Rebellion joins the game. I'm taking a guess. They want to play. They do. Polaris. Huh. No. It's a trap. Keeping this hand is a trap. We're gonna fall for it. As far as what we put back, Crypt Incursion gains its life, Preparing Memento gains its life, Orb makes it so that they can attack. We've got 2 removal spells. It's crab. Yeah, it's not the worst. I'm just afraid that we might not hit our land drops 2 and land drops 3. But is it crab here? Like that feels wrong but correct. Because I know Memento's good, Orb's probably decent, 2 removal spells is good, and Crypt Incursion's good. So crab just feels like the weakest card in the hand. Yeah, it's Orb or crab. Soulscar Mage gets in. We know they're a Blood Moon based deck. Or that they're running Blood Moon, not that they're Blood Moon based. Well, there's our crab. Pretty sure this is still Delta Fetch Swamp. So we have access to our black mana. And then Profane Memento. So that way, as we mill, we get to gain a bit of life. Mountain. A braid? Yep. They took too long to decide. Paying costs gut shot. Okay. We go down to 15. Upkeep, we draw Oboro. That's a pretty good one. I don't think they can 15 us on turn 3 with 3 cards. Let's play safe. Try to bait out removal on our creature. Because if this crab reads gain 3 life, I'm okay with that. Okay, go ahead and light up the stage. All right, so we're looking at Swift Spear and an Islet. It's not awful for them. Huh. So Orb is mill 3. Oboro, bounce Oboro. Yeah, I would say 15 requires a lot. Orb is mill 3 and set up for a bit. Crab plus bounce Oboro, replaying Oboro is mill 6 and have out 2 blockers. I like that line. It's probably wrong because it makes it so we can't push their Swift Spear. Okay. Let's send a message with the crab. And we pass the turn. Islet Swift Spear. They can flash back the lava dart that we put into the yard. If they do, we feel a bit silly at the same time. So they go for the crash through, drawing themselves another card and growing their Swift Spear. Manamorphose, okay. I just realized we're somehow down 6 minutes on the opponent. I am playing extremely slow. So they've got double red, and they've got a lava dart in the yard. I guess they're trying to figure out. I mean, the simple answer is you pick off whatever you can. If you're the burn player, you don't want me to be able to mill you for 6 every single turn. Okay, they bolt our face. Okay. Making me really regret not holding up push here. Plus a light up the stage. Find Soul Scar Mage and a Lava Dart. And then they get to flashback this Lava Dart and hit us for 7. Ow. We block 3 of it. Just gain a bit of life. They go ahead and they lava dart us, sacrificing a mountain to get in for 3. We go down to 8. How many creatures are in yard? 1, 2. Just 2. So Crypt Incursion does not gain us a lot of life here. Another crab. Crab, go ahead and push the Swift Spear. Soulscar Mage is a bit scary, but it's only 1, and it doesn't have haste. Yep. Opponent's got 1 card in hand plus lava darts. Sure, I'm assuming that lava dart's probably hitting our face. Yeah. We go down to 7. Land off the top for a Crypt Incursion, so we're not dead. Blue hiss. So if it's bolt, we're dead. Go ahead, play out an orb and pass the turn. Self-bounce Obero. That is the correct line. Yes, I always forget. Obero is self-bouncing. You're right. Sorry, I don't play with the card and paper because I didn't own one, and then the spike happened. And then the spike happened again. So crash through, gives their card trample. We're looking at 2. We're looking at 3 from the lava dart. Another crash through. Ah, rip. Bolts us. We go down to 4. And then they have the dart. Oh, nice. Or they just have lava spike. That'll do it. I know I'm technically conceding early there because they don't have us dead yet. They've got the lava dart in the yard. This is 5 damage. We can only block 4 of it. So we're assuming they're either going to flashback that lava dart or they're going to hit us and we die anyway. See, would we have drawn the land? Nope. Okay, cool. Don't care about anything past that card. All right. Thirst, reveal. Swamp, field, no. How good do we think triple orb is? Okay. Well, here's where I like bridge. Yeah, it's like, there's a card. Let's go ahead and move on to game 2. We do not have fun against Boggles. So what? Bridge. I can't. Well, maybe not. Pretty much. I I guess we have to bring in activated abilities cost 2 more to activate. Okay. So this Field of Ruins looking real great. Surgical extraction. Meaning we can set a stop there in case. In case we mill something fantastic. Go ahead and yield. Daybreak Coronet. No. I'm not letting you. If I can get rid of that card, I will every day of the week. Okay, well, there was a card in their hand. That's good. Get rid of the card in the hand. And then we're just looking at, yeah, a good amount. They don't have another land. Do they have anything else that we need to be worried about? Ethereal armor. No way to get Coronet back, so we will leave the Coronet that's in the yard in the yard. Grand Core. And Cartouche. Yep. That's a nice 4-2. At least we've got a card we can target here. Boggle hits us for 4. All right. 13 instep. We mill 2. Of course, it has to be some of the best. Do we hold up Drown? Or do we play second Orb? I mean, we're not winning either way. It's Boggles. They've got us on what, a 4-turn clock? Assuming they don't play out the Griff Spoon that's in their hand. They've got Griff Spoon and a Path. The Path is just going to sit there. Yeah, mill them cards. They draw. So the problem is we don't have 8 cards to bring in. We've got 8 cards to take out, but we don't have 8 cards to bring in. When it's trying to math if they can kill us this turn. I hope that's not the case. Because if they're trying to math if they can kill us this turn, I'm concerned. So hopefully, for some unknown reason, they're going to target this warrior with some spells. Okay, there's the Griff Spoon. So 3-turn clock. Get rid of the token because we cannot push the boggle. We go down to 8. Opponent's at 20 with 39 cards in the library. We are going to mill 6 of our own. Opponent's going to mill 4. They have Path in hand. Yep. Fun. Ah, man, yeah. There we go. Costs 6 to activate that. Or not 6, costs 4. So this pass, maybe they fetch. They have no reason to fetch. At this point, if you're the Boggles player, just like, deal with my thing. Which Bridge does a pretty good job of. They might bring in Force of Vigor or another artifact hate piece, because Boggles for some reason likes to do that. I mean, it makes sense. Did opponent disconnect? Don't see a message yet. Nope. They're just having some problems. Either that or they're duo queuing. So if they cast a spell, we drown it. They don't need to cast a spell at this point. But they could. Who knows? Maybe we'll time out the Boggles player and win on... win based on time. We mill 4. They draw. All right. They smack us for 5. We go down to 3. So this is mill 6. We just need a way to mill them for 28 in one card. Maddening is only, even kicked is only 17. So that won't get us there. Yes, we can't even kick it, but you never know. We mill 4. We hit a crab. Neat. We could wait and see what they mill. We know it's boggles. It's suppression field boggles. So this card in, this card in. These cards in. Truck. I guess it's pushes out. They don't run planeswalkers, but at least we can then just so like we just cut the Bloodcheif's Thirst and bring in like Profane Memento or Crypt Incursion. So red and green, that really only hits Hyena Umbra, or not Spider Umbra, not Hyena Umbra. And Rancor, that's not worth it. Could be used to bounce Force of Vigors, but I'd rather just counter that with a Drown in the Lock. Profane Mementos, meh. Because Boggles just chunks us for damage, but again, we'll leave in 2 Thirst, board out an Extraction. Extraction's not needed, but being able to not die is our main thing. I don't like Crypt, just from the aspect of it's a 3-mana card. So they didn't declare Allures, which means that they're a Leyline of Sanctity build, which is not fun for us. Boggles matchup for match 5 is always rough as the mill player. Is opponent just gonna run main board? Nope. There we go. They got their submission in. I would love to play first. So we've got 2 Maddenings, a crab, and a card we really don't want to see. But I don't think we're gonna get much better. This, go get ourselves basic island before they get down to suppression field. Play out a crab. Okay. Opponent has to be double queuing. They mulligan to 6. There we go. Upkeep. And we'll leave the stop there just because we've got the extraction in hand. Maybe they won't have a turn 1 boggle. Right? Sometimes boggles keep hand that doesn't have a turn 1 creature. Totally. Hmm. Real fun here, waiting. So we can... I guess we just need to draw our bridge and pray that they don't have artifact removal and they get their boggle too big. But I'm not exactly going to go mulliganing to try to find our bridge. That sounds like a mistake. Here we go. This. Go ahead and get an island. Temple Garden, shocks it in, and Boggle. Yep. Boggle. Not technically Boggle. Blade cover. But same difference. This you... Ruin Crab, mill opponent for 6. We hit Glade cover, rest in peace, leyline of sanctity. Okay. That's quite a hit. Rip, huh? I mean, I guess it turns off Drown in the Lock. I don't want to hit any of those cards with our surgical extraction. Rancor, yep. Double Rancor. Okay. And we're just going to take that. We could block that turn. It doesn't really buy us anything. Prismatic Vista, huh? This fetch for a basic. It doesn't matter. Basic swamp in case they're running something weird like choke. So we've got armor, coronet. They might have a coronet in hand. Well, that's a good chunk of things. Of their big enchantments, what are we most afraid of? I guess it's ethereal armor. It just grows too much. Okay. Problem is that's a coronet in hand. Meaning we're taking 8. What do they have? Any hosers I need to be on the lookout for? Nope. Okay. No way to recur. This coronet's gonna do work though. Yep, because that's first strike, vigilance, lifelink, trample. And the hyena umbra makes it 9. Even if we block 5 of it, that is lethal in 2 turns. Boggle player gonna boggle. Bridge or bust, baby. I guess visions also might work. Visions into bridge plus, or land plus bridge. So we've got 6 hits. Will we be able to get there? Will opponent time themselves out? Find out next time. What about? Well, we're not dead yet. We can memento into Cacophony, try to gain life. If we can gain at least 2 points of life, we have another turn. Eight cards. We need 2 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of their 6. So 6 of their 12. There's already out. And we need to hit 2. So unlikely. Well, so there's 6 and 24, meaning there's a 1 in 4 chance we're milling 8. Statistically speaking, we might be alive for a single turn. But statistics is never on your side when you play Magic the Gathering. And there you go. We missed everything. I guess I could have also boarded out their core spirit dancers. So that might have been 6 out of their 8 creatures. So we will go ahead and chalk this up to a loss because opponent has us dead on board. And Mill's still doing Mill things. It doesn't feel bad, feels pretty good. Dead cards always still feel dead. But, you know, that's always going to happen. Is in a matchup where a card doesn't do anything, that just feels bad. As Blitz was talking about with the whole not a big fan, what decks did we win against? I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. We can go and take a look at the wins. It wasn't anything. As far as I remember, it wasn't any super tier deck. One of them was Red Black Shadow. I think we got that win. Because Ensnaring Bridge is fun. Yeah. That was one of ours. And I don't know what the other one was. Opponent's got 7 minutes to attack here. I'm assuming they'll be able to do it. Brushland, we can block and take exact. Oh, they can flashback Griffspoon with that land drop. Yep, that'll do it. Because then it's flying. All right. So going 2-3, making our record for the night 6 and 4. Not terrible. Let's take a look here on the wins. Oh, Eldrazi and Taxes. We beat Eldrazi and Taxes and Red Black Shadow. So overall, Mill, still a great archetype, still absolutely love it. It's so fun to attack on a completely different axis than any other deck attacks on. I'm not disappointed in the bridges. As Blitz was talking about, it is quite the non-bow with Lurius, but in the matchups where you want it, you're probably not getting there with Lurius anyway. Other than that, feels good. Maybe this Damnation is a Bantu's Last Reckoning. Maybe we don't need the 4 mana. Maybe being able to play it another turn earlier is decent. We never drew the card, so I can't say it would have mattered in that league. But other than that, Core or Mill still feels extremely strong. Just tune the sideboard how you like it, find what you enjoy, and run with that. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.